Now, tonight we're going to deal with the anger of the teenagers. Yes?
Yes.
They get angry.
Yes.
And what we're going to do? ברוך אתה אדוני מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen.
So, independent, it's one of the fundamental values of the Western society, as we say. It's such a value that the teenagers are ready to fight an arm and a leg on their freedom. And these teenagers, and sometimes even the adults, they forget that there is a value that's more important than independence. The responsibility that we have on the health and the security of the teenagers. And many parents asking why our child locking himself in the room for long hours, or he disappeared from the house for long hours. When we're asking, where are you? How upset they get? Huh? Where can I be? Why you have to spy on me? Can you leave me alone already? Is this a reaction that we're expecting from a child?
No.
We are responsible for your good. So why are you blaming us that we're entering your privacy? And you blaming us that we don't trust you. That's why we call you and we say, where are you? Where can I be? Why do you have to nag me all the time? So how should we behave now? They feel that we are on their case. We don't trust them. And we don't let them have their own privacy. That's the complaint that they have. But we have to protect them. So how? What are we going to do? So, as I said, and I'll repeat again and again, the responsibility to give chinuch to our kids is the top of the top of the top of what is important for us. This is the most important part. Before freedom, before privacy. If this is the case, if one of you over here in the class you are in the midst of this difficulty, don't give up and don't give in. You're going to go into the room of your child. You're allowed to listen to whom he's talking to. And what are they talking about? We are responsible. And what we are doing is the most important thing on the priority list. And I'll surprise you. You can call the company and you ask for the list of the conversation that my child is having in the room while he is locked there. This is our responsibility and obligation to know what's happening with our kids. Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
Yes, Rav.
I don't agree so much.
Okay.
I think that a certain age needs certain privacy. Like not the parents don't have to know everything. Like I'm thinking of even when I was a kid, I didn't want my parents to know every single thing of my life.
So
Like
how can they protect you?
I mean, certain things don't need protection. Like I mean, it depends on the age. If you're talking about like a teenager,
The teenager knows what is going to damage him.
I mean, most of the time, if you think that they're really doing something actually wrong, then yeah, you should like listen in to what they're talking about. But like, if I don't know, if like they want to just like joke around with their friends, they don't have to have their parents hear every single thing.
Okay, if they joke around, I will not say anything. But am I entitled to know who is feeding my child's brain with all kinds of things that we're not allowing? Should we let
I
it
would
go?
I would just be afraid that if I'm gonna like if there's a child that is like hiding something per se from like their parent, like not actively hiding something, but just like having a private conversation with their friend, and then someone is gonna come like they know their parent is listening, like maybe they would think like, oh, like maybe this is inappropriate to talk about in front of my parents, and they just have like a level of respect for their parents, but they feel more comfortable telling their friend type of thing.
Okay, so according to you, let's take your path. How we can protect our kids?
From what, for example?
From all kind of dirt that the outside have to offer.
I think that if you make your kid feel comfortable with you, to talk to you and not react, like some parents like tend to react too much on what their child is telling them, that their kid is not going to want to tell them anything, and that's what makes a child seem to hide what they're talking about with their friends or whatever they're doing privately, and it's because of the parent's reaction. And if the parent is like hiding to hear, then it's so sneaky that they would like rather just find a different way to hide it from their parents, because you're not always going to be there to hear everything they're talking about. They can also do things like behind your parents' back that is not at home, or when they're out or anything. So it's better to just like hear what their child has to say and not react like at all. Like you don't have to say your opinion on what they're doing. And this way they feel more open with you and they trust you. And then this way you could give them advice about what they are doing rather than being sneaky about it.
Do you know how many kids got ruined because of bad friends?
100% I agree. But I think that it's because a lot of times parents react too quickly and then they don't want to hear their kid out and then their kids will do
No,
it behind their back.
I
Not
disagree.
necessarily. I
I
disagree. I also
disagree.
disagree. I also disagree. It's not true.
I disagree. The parents decided to let the kid, let him decide. He's old enough, and then it become very costly.
I don't think a child is ever old enough. I just think that if you react like let's say you yell at them and say like, "Oh, why did you do that?" and they're just trying to open up to you
Again,
and instead of
let me
like,
explain. I see
excusing
where
them,
you're going
you
to. Let me explain.
yeah.
Let me explain. Every parent knows his child, and they know what he is capable for. So now, if I feel that I have to be on the top of my child in order to protect them, we have to protect our kids. They don't know what's right and what's wrong. They're searching. And when the child coming and complain that it doesn't have privacy, don't apologize. You have to say where you standing, the parents. You are our son. You're very precious to us, Habibi. We are responsible for your chinuch. And we're not going to let go from the job that Hashem gave us. This is our job. You have to understand, we're talking now through the Torah, what has to be done in chinuch. So first of all, the child is not yours. Everybody here have to know that. The child is not yours. There is a third partner, and the main partner is Hashem. And one day Hashem we're going to ask us, what did you do with the neshama that I gave you? And we're going to have to answer. So all the ideas that we have and we hear there and there, you can throw it to a garbage can. Because I have to do my best in order to protect this child, which means I put him in the best environment that I can find. Okay? If it needs to isolate them, I'll isolate them. If not, I'm going to choose which friends yes and which friends no. You are the shomer, you are the guard. You cannot sleep on the job. And you have to say it to the kids over and over again. We are the guard over here. That's what Hashem gave you to us for a purpose. What do you want us to cheat on the job? That's what you're asking me to do? I'm not going to do it. because deep inside in his heart, this teenager, he is agreeing to the boundaries that we put in for him. Inside of him, he knows that he's still a child and we need to guide him. But he needs warmth and to feel the protection that the boundaries will give him. You see, when we're talking to our kids, sometimes we're too harsh with them. Our approach is aggressive. And that's why they're losing their mind and they start to say things that you getting into my privacy, you don't trust me. We trust you. It's possible that the teenager will get angry at us. And this anger will awaken the fear that we have inside. Maybe this child will not love me anymore. Is the connection that we had until now, what now is going to disconnect from us? Don't worry. The relationship will not go away. But all this I'm saying, when we went through my previous classes and we gave the children what they need, which means a true love, to show him love. The connection will never be disconnected. What important is to stay away from mistakes which are very common. So I am talking this to parents that Behemet invested everything in the child until he got to be teenager. And he knows that we are here for him. He knows that we care for him. He knows that we love him. That's the main thing. And don't try to convince this child talking to a sense. Then, because when you come in with reasons and complaints, why you doing it? Because we have to justify what we're doing. That's what we feel. He's seeing it as what? As criticism. By saying I did this because of this and I did this because of that, when you start to give him all kind of excuses, that will make the disconnection. So the child feel that you're not sure of what you're doing.
Somebody is cooking.
Don't worry. Don't attack the kids. I think that by now you understand, all of us, we understand that screaming and blaming will not reach the target. This, what I'm saying now, screaming and blaming, is not only for teenagers. And any person in any age. Don't scream, don't blame. Don't give them musar. Musar they're not ready to accept now. Why? Because he feels that you want to change his personality. You're not going to change my personality. At the time that he is fighting with himself on his personality, who he is, Bichlal, you coming to add more into the pot. By saying to him, you're not appreciated, we didn't have what you have, and so on and so on, the child is not interested in all this. This is not the place to come and to speak and to give speeches and lectures. The real reaction should be as follows. You have to be clear and to the point. Again, clear and to the point. We decided, Abba and me decided that by 11 o'clock, we locking the front door. How does it sound? Let's see how good you are. How does it sound?
Decisive.
What?
Decisive.
Aggressive?
Decisive, yes.
Assertive.
Now you're talking as a captain. That's the rule. And you defining what you're doing. And we're not hurting the freedom of the teenager.
Quarav, what age are we talking specifically in terms of a teenager?
What is a teenager?
Like
18 to
18,
19?
17? What if they were invited to the wedding, Rabbi? And the wedding didn't start until 9, 10
I'm
o'clock.
not
You know how it
talking
is.
about this. I'm not talking.
No, but Rabbi just the door is going to be locked. So that's what I'm trying to say.
When he
How
wants
do you-
to go to a friend or he wants
Oh,
to go
okay.
somewhere,
Sorry.
by
Okay.
11 o'clock you have to go home. Now, compare this to what I'm going to tell you now, okay? You have to come back home 11 o'clock. And if not, I'm going to lock the door and you're not coming in. What sounds to you more, what can bring much more benefit?
First one.
Why the first one?
Because you're clearly stating the rules.
Did I say
You're not
you?
threatening.
One more time.
It's not individual to one specific, but it's just in general house rule.
Exactly. We decided that 11 o'clock the door will be locked. Not you, her, whoever he is. But if you're talking to the child individually,
You
tell
threaten.
them, if you're not coming home by 11, don't be surprised. We're going to lock the door. This is you threatening him. So you have to learn how to talk because you are the captain. You have to learn to talk as a captain. To set up rules, also you have to know how. Because when you talk to him, if you're not coming home 11 o'clock, the door will be locked. You already creating a match, a fight between you and me. This is me and this is you, meaning I'm the Capitan, you the soldier, and you're gonna be here 11 o'clock. Don't say it. When we used to say rules in the army, what do you think we did? Okay, example. The lunchroom will be empty if it's a breakfast, okay? By 8:30, we want the lunch, the lunchroom to be empty. Did I say you? No, that's the rule. And if we'll find, so everybody will know the consequence. After 8:30, we might gonna tell you to stay Shabbat in the camp. You will not go home. I'm saying general ruling to the point. That's the time. And what is the consequence? V'shalom al Israel. That's it. Do you know when the connection between you and your child will be very good? When you very much holding strong to the way of your chinuch, you're not budging in a nice way, but you're not going to move us. It's a wall. The child feel they know what they're doing. You know, this is important. What's the problem with us? We give in too fast. Okay, no. Okay. Oh, this is not chinuch. Chinuch is
The traffic metaphor.
yeah. Now we are a captain that is reacting according to the reaction of the soldiers. Oy va'avoy. Meaning we are waiting for them to react and then we'll decide what to do. What? Usually that's what happens. And the child losing the value of the authority of the parents, and he knows that you are afraid of him. You're afraid from the reactions. So he'll continue to do it. So a parent has to be precise. This is what we decided. This is how we're going to protect you, because the main thing is we love you. You're very precious to us. Something that is precious, you lock it in the safe. And don't forget, when they starting to mature, we also maturing along with them. Yep. And this is very important. The storm that you see when they're going through and they're becoming teenagers is not coming from the mistakes in the chinuch that you did when they were small kids. No. And you're not going to eliminate it even if you're going to be maestro of chinuch in the younger age. It's coming. Be prepared. It's a tough age. So whatever you did, if you did it right, as I'm saying over and over again, is in the subconscious, is there. You did a very good job. Now there is a new era and a new period of time that we also have to mature with them. Because we never had a child that is a teenager. We don't know how to swallow it. So they growing up and they causing us to grow up with them also. It's a natural process. And is a good one and correct one. Not only that, don't worry. This period of time will not take impact on the family. It's not going to be bad influence. I know that parents, when they have a child, a tchotchke, as we say, they don't know what to do with him. So they want to send them to sleep away or to family far away. Why? Because we're afraid on the other siblings that we have at home. They should not see all this. It's not good for the boy, and for sure not for the family. because this period of time is good for the whole family. It's giving us a chance, an opportunity to grow, to build ourselves. Not only for the teenager, everybody will learn from that. Another point that is extremely important. Don't forget that one of our obligations is, and the privilege as a parents, is to pour love on our kids. Even though the teenagers, they don't like it. They don't tell me all the time that you love me. Oof. Don't hug me, don't kiss me. They need it. It's only a show. They need it. Don't give in and don't give up on to give warmth and to be as close as possible to the teenager. He needs it. He just wants to show off that he is already past this age. But it's only showing off. He needs it. And how he needs it. Above all, our kavana and the explanation that we have over here, don't forget also one point. Who is the main partner over here? Hashem is the main partner to shape up this child. He is the partner. So we have to pray to Hashem, to the partner, to the main one, that we're going to go through this period of time to build the child in a right way. And you need emunah tmima, meaning an innocent emunah, and a lot of prayers you need. When you have emunah and tefillah, and knowing that Hashem is running the whole show, after all, we're dealing with His kids, we will be able to pass every obstacle in our life. Even the teenager time, which is very difficult. Every parent will tell you that. There is no one house that I know that they went through the teenage time quiet, peacefully. There is always problems. It must be like that. Must be. It should stay in your mind all the time. Hashem is our partner. I'll tell you a story. A person had 15 kids. Now it's time to marry them off, and he doesn't have the ability. So he came to America. And they told him there is one rich man that usually he give tzedakot, but it depends on his mood. If he is in a good mood, he will take care of you. If he's in a bad mood, wow. So he said, okay, what do I have to lose? So he came to the house, and the rich man asking him, yes, what you collecting for? So he said, I have 15 kids and I don't have the ability to marry them off. This rich man, he had only one child. This rich man had only one child. Told him, are you normal? Why did you bring so many kids? You're irresponsible. You bring 15 kids and you don't have how to send them under the chuppah? How can you do something like this? And he's screaming and he's shouting. So he was asking him, why? How many kids you have? He says, I have only one. He said, I'm not going to give you a dime. He said, thank you very much. And he started to clap his hand and to sing. And this rich man lost him. I said, why are you so happy? He said, you know, I feel bad for you. He said, you feel bad for me? Why? He said, you partner with Hashem only one time. I have 15 partnerships with Hashem. I'm so happy. And you have only one. What's the big deal? I have 15 businesses with Hashem. 15 businesses. You have only one business. He gave him a knockout. You see, I never thought about it. I never thought about it, you know. Sit down, little one. I'm going to give you a check, he says, to cover all the expenses. And every child of yours that's going to get married, you come to me, I'll cover the cost. Don't go anywhere. Here you come. If I cannot have the partnership, at least I can do something that for the person that is partner with Hashem. Don't forget this point. And I think I told you once, I'll tell you again. The Gemara says in two places what they're going to ask you in the bending up there. There is two opinions what's going to be the first question. In one place, the Gemara says, Kavata itim leTorah. Did you have every day a set time to learn?
Yes, we did.
The other Gemara says, no, the first question will be, Nasata venatata be'emunah, meaning when you did business, You did it with emunah. You were trustworthy, or you cheated on your business? Why is it so important? You know, for years I was saying to myself, what question is this? And what happened if a person never had a business? He was a worker. So the question for him is irrelevant. What's the question? And one day it hit me in the late hours of the night. I said, that's it. That must be the answer. Meaning Hashem will ask you, did you make business where you trustworthy? He said, we were partners. You, your wife and me, we were partners. Your share was the body. My share was the neshama, the main part. I assume that your part you took care very well, right? The share that I invested, what did you do with that? What did you do with my share? I also invested, and my investment is better than yours. What did you do? Why my share is so thin and your share is that big? So I couldn't trust you. Now you understand?
Yes.
Did you get it?
Yes.
I hear yes only from Jacksonville.
Yes,
That's
Rav.
only yes.
Yes, Rav.
Queens, I see everybody.
Brooklyn.
Yes, Rabbi, yes.
What yes? So
Very
you have to
disappointing.
know that we partner with Hashem, and your child, Hashem will ask you one day, why didn't you protect my share very well? No. Have a good night, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Thank you so much, Rav. Thank you.
And Motzei Shabbat, I'll be back. Motzei Shabbat, we're going to talk about Pesach.
Ah, Pesach.
Yes, very good.
Thank
All
you.
the
Rav, what,
questions
10
that you
o'clock?
have.
Or is it later,
What?
Rav? 10 o'clock, Rav, or later?
10 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Okay, thank you so much, Rav.
Thank
Okay?
you, Rav. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Rosa Gadol. Enjoy.
Motzei Shabbat, the topic is Pesach.
Thank you, Rav. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
So much.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.